All praises to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shine. Let's get into this video.
Right about that.
They want to discredit you for what?
Because I'm a dangerous man, because I know too much about the truth.
Now that end of the world apocalyptic garbage, you right?
You know my work? I was right about Dallas, wasn't I?
How were you right?
Are you familiar with the Hantavirus, Agent Mulder?
Yeah, it was a deadly virus spread by field mice in the southwestern United States several years ago.
According to the newspaper, FEMA was called out to manage an outbreak of the Hantavirus. Are you familiar with what the Federal Emergency Management Agency's real power is? FEMA allows the White House to suspend constitutional government upon declaration of a national emergency. Think about that. What is an agency with such broad sweeping power doing managing a small viral outbreak in suburban Texas?
You're saying it wasn't such a small outbreak?
No. I'm saying it wasn't the Hantavirus.
Well, what was it? What was it?
When we were young men in the military, your father and I were recruited for a project. They told us it was biological warfare or a virus.
What killed those men?
What killed them, I won't even write about. We have no context for what killed those men, or any appreciation of the scale at which it'll be unleashed in the future.
A plague?
The plague to end all plagues, Agent Mulder. A silent weapon for a quiet war. The systematic release of an indiscriminate organism for which the men who will bring it on still have no cure. They've been working on this for 50 years. While the rest of the world have been fighting crooks and commies, these men have been secretly negotiating a planned Armageddon.
Negotiating with whom?
I think you know. The timetable has been set. It'll happen on a holiday when people are away from their homes. The president will declare a state of emergency, at which time all government, all federal agencies will come under the power of the Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA, the secret government.
Alright, so as you can see, we watched this video about the Hantavirus. Now, of course, I believe we could say Hantavirus for now before we start getting flagged, before we have to decode the word. But apparently the Hantavirus, it's a specific strain of Hantavirus that is actually human-to-human transmission. And its mortality rate is actually quite high, because this time the mortality rate can actually take out healthy adults. Unlike with the CV couldn't really take out a healthy adult like that. But the Santa clearly can, right? So we're going to go into something called predictive programming. Predictive programming is a theory proposing that media, movies, books, TVs used as a psychological conditioning to familiarize the public with planned future societal changes or catastrophes. Proponents believe this desensitizes people to major, often dystopian events, reducing future resistance to elite planned agendas. Right? And as you can see, predictive programming is a real thing, also known as revelation as a method, where they reveal the methods before doing it. And I believe this is known as a way of making sure that the method or the plan is more effective, right? So as you can see, I'm not sure exactly what X-Files is about, but says rat virus reaches Europe with first patient who wasn't on cruise struck down, right? And we know how this is gonna go, because we already kind of had a first step of how it went last time with the CV, right? Now, only this time, unlike with the first one that let up, this one isn't gonna really let up. This is gonna be the virus that's gonna help actually close down this system and launch us into food and world order. I speak as a man, but I do believe this will be the virus to do so, or the agenda of this virus to do so. So it says in 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11, lest Satan should get advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of devices, right? We're not ignorant about this same playbook that's about to be played again. But what we really should be having is faith. Because unlike last time, right, where if you didn't have the jab, you had to wear, what's it called? There's times where you could have got fired from your job, let go from your job, right? And you couldn't go to a bar or to a stadium. But this time it will double down, right? This time, instead of being lifted that way, it's going to stay that way, right? And then eventually, we're going to be hit with a poly crisis where the hantavirus won't be the only problem, but you'll also have famine, World War III, gas prices shooting up. So we're basically going to be what's called a perfect storm of disaster. But this is the judgment that Yahweh is bringing. So all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Hope this lesson edifying to the hopeful elect and the elect, Shalom.